Welcome everybody, my name is Norah Gallagher and I am the module convener for the Nuclear Energy Law module. I have been teaching at Queen Mary since 2002, although this module on nuclear energy law has only been running for the last 3 years, so this will be our 4th year offering it. I get asked quite a lot by students what is the significance and importance of nuclear energy, and of course you'll all have heard of the energy transition, the climate crisis, the push by all of your governments to reduce CO2 emissions, and nuclear is seen as part of that solution. In particular, a more recent invention called the small modular reactors. So this module will look at the main international legal treaties related to the regulation of nuclear energy, from liability, safety, the regulation of the movement of fissile materials from country to country, and of course, very importantly, especially as many of the older nuclear power plants come to end of life, the decommissioning. What happens when you decommission a nuclear power plant? Where does all that small amount but highly radioactive waste get stored? And that's a very important part of the international legal regime. Then we also look at the national law here in the UK, not because we're a UK-based university, but actually the UK was one of the first countries in the world to have an up and running nuclear power facility. And each of your own jurisdictions, if you have a nuclear power plant or are planning on becoming a nuclear state, will also have similar legislation in place. So why is it that nuclear power is still forming part of the energy matrix of many countries, and in fact an increasing number of countries? And so this is mainly due to the fact that nuclear power is very efficient, it's very clean, and actually has a very long lifespan. Hinkley Point C is a super example of that. It'll have a lifespan of about 100 years. So it can produce stable, base, clean electricity power for the grid, and it addresses some of the issues of intermittency that we see with renewables. So the sun doesn't always shine, the wind doesn't always blow, and nuclear can fill that gap in a very efficient and effective way. There have been some challenges to one-off boutique large nuclear power plants like the Hinkley Point C being built here in the UK. There's usually cost overruns, there's delay, but the industry feels that this could be remedied by reliance on, as I mentioned, the small modular reactors, which are being rolled out in various countries. So that's the international legal regime, the national legal regime. Obviously, there's also a lot of concern from certain parts of the public. Australia is a super example. It has a huge amount of uranium. It mines it, but it exports it. So it does not have any nuclear power plant in Australia, due to the public sentiment very much against nuclear power. Ireland is also another example of a country that has taken a stance against nuclear, largely down to safety. And many of you will be too young, but the Chernobyl disaster of 1986, I remember I was a child, that's firmly fixed in my mind. And also the impact of the Fukushima disaster, which had a huge impact. Both accidents had a huge impact on public perception, as well as the international legal regime. It prompted new treaties, and after Fukushima, new safety regulations adopted by the International Atomic Energy Agency. This module is assessed by paper, and I don't tend to set specific topics for students. I prefer students to pick their own topic because it's easier for you to do research into an area that you're particularly interested in. The only formal requirement is that you let me know what topic you're going to select so that I can make sure that it falls well within the remit of the module. So I very much look forward to meeting you all in semester 3. Thank you.